The Epos H3Pro Hybrid featured in today's review was provided courtesy of Epos. As someone who uses a multitude of different devices to stream, play games, and consume various forms of entertainment, it can get quite tedious to use different audio devices for each experience. Even worse is when I move between rooms and lose convenient access to Discord chat while playing on Xbox or Switch. To overcome this in the past for streaming, I have relied on some weird mixtures of audio pass-through and splitting to get everything to work how I wanted. While it did work, I would hardly say I was happy with it. Now, life has been simplified by the arrival of the Epos H3Pro Hybrid headset that allows me to have a seamless audio experience regardless of device. The H3Pro Hybrid comes in a nice straightforward box with a depiction of the headset in your chosen color spanning the front and side. The opposite side lists some key aspects and a contents list. On the back is another full depiction of the headset with more features highlighted. A brief statement about the design of the headset is also present. Opening the box will reveal your H3Pro Hybrid, USB receiver, USB extension cable, 3.5mm aux cable, mic port cover, and numerous pieces of documentation. The H3Pro Hybrid is nearly identical to the standard H3 that came before it. A number of extra buttons and a USB-C port have been added to the design, and the mic is now removable. The shape and profile are on the smaller side compared to other options on the market, making the H3Pro Hybrid perfect for nearly every head size. The racing green color scheme is so sick with its contrasting green, gold, and black design. The headband combines a cloth and leatherette finish for a rugged but comfortable look with memory foam residing within. The ear cups also utilize memory foam for maximum comfort, with the inner cloth finish keeping things cool during extended use, and the leatherette exterior keeping the sleek look intact. They have a good rotation to further help with the overall fit, and the adjustment bars stay in place perfectly. The H3Pro Hybrid is a bit less flexible than other Epos sets, but still exceeds expectations, and the overall build is extremely solid. I am also pleased with how well the USB-C and 3.5mm cords fit into the set. Each button has a nice feel, and the noise cancellation switch is smooth. The H3Pro Hybrid has the following listed specs. The sound quality of the H3Pro Hybrid was quite a surprise upon first listening. Rather than the sound I have come accustomed to from the base H3, the H3Pro Hybrid shares a sound closer to that of the H6 Pro. This results in the H3Pro Hybrid producing a nice full sound with excellent highs, mids, and lows. Bass is conveyed well to my liking, but a bit more shallow than bass fans will prefer. This set does get nice and loud and thankfully has minimal distortion while doing so. Overall, a true treat and not at all what I was expecting. Where to even begin with telling you all how much of a game changer the H3Pro Hybrid has been in my daily work and gaming routine. Gone is my ridiculous audio setup for streaming with all of its intertwining cables and extra headsets, replaced with instead a Bluetooth receiver that connects to the computer and a 3.5mm cable that connects to my Xbox or PS4 controller for streaming and recording. The experience is seamless enough, and even for devices that don't have a direct headphone connection, I could just hook the headset right up to the monitor. Voice chat works for either device, but gives precedence to the Bluetooth adapter. But using it for Discord or party chat has worked beautifully. Just don't try to do both at once. Now, you may ask, why am I using Bluetooth instead of the included wireless receiver on my editing PC? Well, in my testing, the wireless receiver drops audio when the 3.5mm adapter is plugged into the set. So while streaming or recording, it is more functional to use Bluetooth. With the 5.2 radio in place, latency is also negligible to my ears. Since the Bluetooth connection is mainly for hearing alerts and at times voice chat, it wouldn't be the biggest concern to me even if there was some. So what do I use the dedicated USB receiver for? Well, to be a dedicated audio device for my standalone gaming PC. The H3Pro Hybrid handles dual audio through both the receiver and Bluetooth, making it an awesome solution for playing, streaming, and recording my various tutorials with the dual PC setup. Again, a much easier and cleaner to look at setup than before. But what is probably my absolute favorite thing about the H3 Pro Hybrid is that it allows me to finally break away from the desk to enjoy my games back on the larger screen with the full support of Discord voice chat. I play Apex every night, and using the in-game chat functionality is a no-go for me, so our party has always relied on Discord. But having it run straight through a phone is not ideal, as I am sure you are all aware. Now, my phone can host the H3 Pro Hybrid over Bluetooth, while the 3.5mm adapter is in place for game audio. I have to say that this has rekindled my love of playing games, as always doing it at the desk was becoming a strain on my mental health. First world problem, sure, but hey, it's solved now, so I wasn't alone. Now, you may be wondering how the headset's built-in volume wheel works between multiple device use. Typically, Bluetooth audio levels are handled by that device's volume slider, and the wheel adjusts the USB receiver or the 3.5mm adapter. In single device usage, it will control whatever it is hooked up to. A good solution, and one I am thankful for, as it could have been implemented so much worse. The new noise cancellation feature found on this set also turned out to be more useful than I would have expected, considering the closed acoustic design of Epos' sets has always impressed in that department to begin with. But flip the switch and enjoy the extra immersion. As for the H3 Pro Hybrid's audio quality during use, I have been nothing but happy with it. Games, music, shows, and movies have all been brought to my ears in stunning quality. Epos' PC app allows users to set the headset into a stereo or virtualized 7.1 channel setup. The results work in both modes, depending on the source, and even for multi-channel movies and shows, the results are better than expected. For gaming on PC and Xbox, virtualization has long been an important feature that I can't live without, so it makes me happy to see that the set supports DTS Headphone X, further increasing the quality. But even on systems that don't support it like PS4 and Switch, the headset's base quality is more than good enough on its own. Regardless of the game, every subtlety in the soundscape comes through nicely, and positional audio is on point, a necessity for nightly Apex. The mic quality with each source is better than expected, with my voice coming through clearly to other party members. The Epos app allows you to adjust a number of settings for the mic on PC, which allows for fine-tuning I have not seen in most options out there without extra work or programs. I will always remain a fan of flip-up to mute mics, so I'm happy to see it in use here. The mic is also removable if desired, and a cap can be put in its place, making the H3 Pro Hybrid look much sleeker if using it on the go. Now, as for battery life, the H3 Pro has a number of different operating modes, so expect to get between 19 to 30 hours per charge, depending on if you are using a dual connection or the noise cancellation feature. Charging time for the built-in battery is very quick, at roughly 2 hours per charge. If needed, you can have the headset charging as you play, so there doesn't have to be any downtime necessary. Now, as much as I love the H3 Pro Hybrid, it isn't without quirks. One of my biggest annoyances is that it doesn't work in a straight wired configuration without being powered on. Another problem with the wired connection is that it prevents the headset from using its built-in sleep mode if the cable is connected to the set. I also don't like that charging the set powers the whole thing on if it wasn't previously. Too many lost audio moments on my phone because I wanted to make sure the H3 was charged. I have also charged and unplugged the set with the cable plugged in, only to return the next day to its battery being just as dead as the night before because of the aforementioned wired thing. One more critical error I have experienced during use is that at times the mic won't unmute itself when pulling it back down, requiring instead to be removed and put back in place. Not a super frequent occurrence, but one that happens enough to be noteworthy. Over the last month, the H3 Pro Hybrid has quickly become my one and only go-to headset for every device in the house. Regardless of if I am using my PC, consoles, and phone, or two at once, the H3 is hooked up to it with one of its various forms of connectivity. The simplicity it has added to my workflow and allowing me to unhook from the desk and maintain the essential functionality I've grown accustomed to are irreplaceable. And with audio quality on par with Epos' other top sets, this makes the H3 Pro Hybrid my absolute favorite from the company yet. While the asking price is a bit on the steep side, the functionality and quality more than speak for themselves. If you are a multi-device user like myself, the H3 Pro Hybrid is worth checking out. Alright, so that is the Epos H3 Pro Hybrid wireless headset. Just overall fantastic little device, really simplified my life, and I just really can't say enough nice things about it. Like, it's got great audio quality, great connectivity, great overall usage, but that price is a little bit hard. I do have to say that. But if you're a multi-device user, that price may be more than justified. I believe it's more than justified myself. But Big shout out again to Epos for sending this set my way. Thank you so much for letting me share it with my viewers, all of you. And thank you to all of you for watching this review. This isn't possible without each and every one of you watching, so thank you all so much again. But I do have a couple of big favors to ask all of you now here. If you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up, thumbs down button, depending on how much you like this video. And if you haven't already, hit that sub button notification bell so you can see when new content goes live on the channel. I have lots of content coming your way, and I'd love to have you all along for the ride. Now, for anyone interested in further helping support the channel, you can also check out that join button somewhere down here on YouTube, or the Patreon link that'll be popping up somewhere in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It goes a long way to keep this place up and running and bringing all of this content to you, so thank you so much for that. Big shout out to all of our current backers. You're amazing. You're our champions. Thank you. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome. We'll see you back next video.